The oncologist picked up my chart, flipped through it, looked up and said, "You have the same cancer that killed Steve Jobs." What the hell? He went on to tell me that I had 5, maybe 10 years to live. This was not helpful. But that's how people think about cancer. It is an underlying assumption people have that you will die. That's the baseline. You work back from there, adding as many extra years as you can. Cancer is a battle to be fought. If you die, you lose. There seems to be a belief that if you sacrifice enough, you will win this war. Suffer and be miserable. Excise this part of your life with the promise that everything will go back to normal if you do. People who experience cancer are superheroes, and people who beat cancer are survivors. I want to challenge that narrative. Cancer isn't a battle, it's a journey. As with all journeys, there is something to be learned. Cancer cells aren't alien invaders that have taken over your body. They're your body's own defective cells that the immune system has turned a blind eye to. This didn't happen for no reason. Something in your life brought you to this place. What is it? What's out of balance? What needs fixing? Your entire life is important. Don't stop living it because of a diagnosis. Continue to learn and grow. Become a better person. Trauma doesn't define you. Your response to it does. In my case, there are no conventional treatments. The doctors literally told me to come back when I was in pain and they'd help me die. I wasn't willing to accept that, and I chose a path of holistic treatments that were as much spiritual as therapeutic. Don't just heal the cancer, heal the things that brought cancer into my life. I have a fairly simple philosophy. A flowchart. Does this heal me? Yes. Celebrate it. No. Can I change it? Yes. Change it. No. Let it go and move it out of my life. It's important to remember everyone experiencing cancer is a case study of one. I like to tell people, I'm not someone like me. I am me. That, by the way, is a good life lesson. Never let someone tell you what to do because it works for someone like you. Make sure it works for you. Here's another life lesson. You experience hardships and challenges. You experience them. You don't have them. When you say you have something, you take ownership of it and make it a part of your identity. You will never hear me say, I have cancer. I say, I'm experiencing cancer. It's temporary, a moment in time. It may be a very challenging moment, but it won't last. There is no night so dark that it isn't followed by a new day. The word courageous gets thrown around a lot when people talk to someone who is experiencing cancer. I've been told many times that I'm courageous, or that they couldn't do what I'm doing. I want to bluntly tell them, then I guess you'd die. Courage is not a word people use to describe themselves. It's only used to describe others. Others who are doing something we don't believe we could do ourselves. I'm not being courageous. I'm just living my life. When you experience cancer, you learn very quickly who your friends are. There's an initial wave of support when you're first diagnosed. Cards, flowers, maybe even a tuna casserole. Some people disappear right away, unable to reconcile this new iteration of their relationship with you. Others lose interest when the novelty of your diagnosis wears off and you're in it for the long haul. Remember that. A true supporter is in it for the long haul. And that's not just for cancer. So, how do you support someone experiencing cancer? Listen and be present. Don't question their choices. Accept that they're making the best decisions they can make under their circumstances and at that moment in time. Don't send tons of articles and don't talk about your relatives who've died. That is not uplifting. Ask, who do you need me to be in this moment? Don't assume. A heartfelt, that sucks, is more meaningful than a perfunctory, I'll pray for you. If you don't know how to respond, it's better to say, I don't know how to respond, than to say, I'm so sorry. Engage honestly and know that it's okay to embrace the uncertainty. You don't have to have all the answers. They don't either. Don't make grand gestures. Remember, it's about them, not about you. There is no one magical thing that you can do that will fulfill your obligation as a friend and allow you to walk away guilt-free. Rather than shaving your head for the world to see, be there quietly in that ugly moment when everything feels like it's going wrong. Experiencing cancer comes with a lot of doubt and anxiety. Sometimes holding someone's hand and listening is more important than any words. Their diagnosis is going to be hard on you, maybe even harder on you than it is on them. It's often easier to accept our own experiences than someone else's. When something happens to someone we care about, we feel powerless. They know this and they will support you as you support them. It's not one-sided. Reaching out to others can help ease our own burdens. Even when I'm feeling my worst, it's important to me to take the time to step away from myself and be there for others. Remember, however, it's not their job to carry you when it takes everything they have to take their own next step. You'll notice I'm sitting here by the Mississippi River. This is my sacred space, where I go to meditate and absorb healing energy from nature. When someone needs my thoughts, I write their name on a stone and put it in a pail. Too many people need my energy for me to keep it all inside of me. It gives me permission to not be overwhelmed. I'll reach into the pail, take out whatever stone comes into my hand, and focus on that person, sending my thoughts to them. When the pail gets too heavy to lift, I thoughtfully go through it, keeping the stones that still need my attention and sorting out the ones that do not. With a prayer of gratitude, I take those I've sorted out and return them to the river, letting them continue their journey. You have the power to support and heal. Put your energy and thoughts into whatever a stone is for you. Take them to a sacred space and release them to the higher power of the Creator as individual petitions for strength and healing. Be well.